Elizabeth Warren thought the spotlight was hers. Check it out.
We'll stop playing dodgeball here. I thought that was going to be the easy question leading to harder questions. I will ask it one more time. Is it sedition to question whether an order is legal?
During a Senate hearing, Warren pressed the incoming Southcom commander into agreeing with her illegal orders narrative. But General Donovan wouldn't bite, delivering a masterclass in handling angry lawmakers. That's why today's video is not to be missed. So, if you believe truth isn't partisan, hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
It does not change the fact that President Trump's military action to attack another country and seize Maduro was unconstitutional and threatens to drag Americans into a war they never voted for. What does the president mean when he says the United States will, quote, run Venezuela for years? When he says, quote, Venezuela now has the United States of America, the most powerful military in the world by far, to protect them, and protect them we will. It sounds like another forever war. Lieutenant General Donovan, you are nominated to lead Southern Command, which would make you the commander responsible for any future military actions in Venezuela. Now, according to press reports, your predecessor had serious concerns about illegal orders. That was not the case with these strikes.
Okay, before we get to Donovan's answer, there are a couple of things to clarify about the Venezuela operation. One legal basis for the Maduro operation was the exact logic used to abduct the Panamanian president in 1990. And guess what? Back then, the courts upheld the government's right to try Noriega. Another legal basis falls under Article 2 powers, the same constitutional authority used by Obama to join the bombing operations in Libya against Gaddafi. And although some Democrats were against it, a good chunk of them defended the former president. And we're talking big names here, like Dick Durbin. So this whole facade about the Venezuela attack is only happening because the current president happens to be a Republican? Now that we have these simple facts out of the way, let's see how Donovan handled Warren's flawed line of questioning.
General Donovan, is it sedition for someone in the military to question whether an order is legal?
Senator, in my 37 years of experience, received many orders over time, and when I ever have faced a situation where I need to seek clarity, I ask our headquarters to clarify the task. Then I come back and work on that with legal advisors, the core staff, the subordinate commanders, senior enlisted leaders, and then present my thoughts to higher headquarters for their consideration.
So I think what you're telling me is you have questioned whether an order is legal. Is that right?
Senator, I did not. What I believe I'm focused on here is that the legality of the order. We face orders. We carry out missions. And so in that planning process, we look at all aspects of each mission, each task, each order to ensure that we're structuring the command, the force, the unit to achieve the objective.
I appreciate that, General, but...
So the so-called illegal order Warren keeps referencing comes from the former Defense Secretary Mark Esper's memoir. And according to him, Trump allegedly used, "Can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something," during discussions about the BLM riots. And get this, Esper testified before Congress on this specific issue, yet he never brought up this allegation. So it was something he mentioned in the book just to make it more exciting? The Democrats keep treating this claim as an established fact, even though it remains largely unverified. It perfectly explains the level of discourse we get from the left nowadays, as they focus on creating an alternate reality and shoot down anyone who asks basic questions, which is exactly what Warren attempted to do next. But before we play that, we have a quick message from today's sponsor. Okay, folks, while the world watches Iran light up the Middle East, America just got a wake-up call that goes far beyond oil. And the mainstream media is burying it. The U.S. Navy's nuclear fleet, the weapons keeping this nation safe, the power grid of the future, they all run on one thing: uranium. Now, right now, the United States consumes more than 50 million pounds of it each year and produces less than 1 million domestically. That's a 50-to-1 deficit and a critical national security risk. This is why the Department of Energy committed $2.7 billion to restore domestic uranium enrichment. At the same time, the White House invoked Section 232, making it clear that President Trump's direction is firm. America must build its own supply chain now. This is where Atomic Minerals comes in. Trading as Atom on the TSX Venture and ATMMF on the OTC, it's not a startup taking its first swing. Its leadership helped discover and sell the Rough Rider deposit to Rio Tinto for $654 million. The question is this: can they do it again? Atomic controls 4 fully owned projects in the Colorado Plateau, a region responsible for more than 597 million pounds of production. Its flagship, South Lisbon Valley East in Utah, sits in a district that has already delivered 80 million pounds. Uranium prices have climbed from $28 in 2017 to around $95 today, with projections pushing it higher. The same team once closed a $654 million deal. Today, the valuation sits at an 87% discount to its peer group average. So if you want to learn more about this critical mineral story, check the link in the description below. Special thanks to Atomic Minerals for making today's video possible.
I will ask it one more time. Is it sedition to question whether an order is legal?
Senator, I would not use the term sedition. I use the term basically our good order and discipline, how we approach any situation where we have to accomplish a mission and provide the best capability for the task at hand.
I'm sorry, I still can't understand your answer here. I'm just asking a very straightforward question. You tell me you have questioned orders in the past about their legality. Is that right?
Senator, I have questioned orders when either one, I didn't understand, I wasn't equipped to carry them out, and I needed clarity before I can actually execute those orders.
But you've never questioned whether an order was legal. You've never wondered whether or not an order is legal and sought additional counsel on that?
Senator, in our planning processes, I always have a legal advisor at my side as part of the planning process, so I always have leveraged those legal advisors to give me the best answer. Right. In the end, I'm responsible for the final decision to carry out or not carry out that order.
Now, what Warren is trying to do here is force a black and white answer onto highly fluid situations. Now, it goes without saying, but modern military operations are complex. Now, while there are broad legal frameworks and rules of engagement, you can't seriously expect to have a rule dictating how every single scenario should be managed, especially since it involves multiple factors that are dynamic by nature. Now, Donovan's answer reflects that reality and aligned with guidance from the military's top legal officials, who have explicitly stated, quote, service members should consider leaving the force if they believe they're being asked to do something that they potentially feel uncomfortable with. Adding, it's typically handled on a case-by-case basis and tailored to the facts of the situation. Still, Warren kept pressing the same narrative like a broken record until Donovan finally spoon-fed her the answer she was looking for, and the exchange speaks for itself.
We'll stop playing dodgeball here. You know, I thought that was going to be the easy question leading to harder questions. So let me try a different version of the question. General Donovan, if your legal advisor tells you that an order is illegal, will you refuse to carry out that order?
Senator, the legal advisor is one of many staff members that will provide their advice as we look at the scenario, the situation at hand. I will take that very seriously if my legal advisor says that is an illegal order, and I will seek clarification from higher headquarters. Okay.
And if somebody higher says no, what are you going to do at that point?
Senator, then I make a decision using 37 years' experience to carry out that order or not.
Okay, but your intention is not to carry out an illegal order, is that right?
I will never carry an illegal order, Senator.
I appreciate that. That's what I want to hear.
I mean, she's just wasting time trying to act outraged. Meanwhile, military commanders face far more serious threats, like ensuring mission success and minimizing unnecessary casualties. But that's the thing with Congress and modern-day politicians. They put on a show for the TV without getting anything of value done. No serious policy discussions, digging into strategy, oversight, or reforms. Just 5 minutes of posturing that accomplishes absolutely nothing.